Hello, everybody. How you doing? It's Damon here again. And since basically I see there's more views about wrestling than movies, I think I'm going to focus most for the most part. I'm going to focus on wrestling. So I have more views on wrestling than movies. Books looks like I don't have that much views. So let me know if you want me to review some books. Give me some ideas which books I could read so I can do a review on this one. But I'll wait for this. What in your opinion? As far as I was trying to prepare a Q&A and I didn't see any questions being added, so please go add some questions in the Q&A section. So now I'm gonna rebook. I already did 1992 SummerSlam 92. Let's talk about one of the most disappointing SummerSlams in my opinion, and that'd be SummerSlam 1993. Okay, in this case, I know this was a huge seismic shift in the WWE's at the time. Hulk Hogan left. Macho Man was basically just a casual wrestler. The Ultimate Warrior left. Bruce Beefcake left. British Bulldog left. Jacques Rougeau left. Jim Duggan was on his way out. Like a lot of people, like Ted DiBiase, basically was on his last leg as a wrestler. And I thought, what way I could rebook this that'd be a more potable, more bearable SummerSlam? Because in reality, there was Bret versus Doink and maybe Razor versus DiBiase, but I felt like the rest of the card was. Oh yeah, there was Steiner versus Heavenly Bodies in a match that kind of honestly didn't feel like it was something. It felt like it was just added on just to give both teams something to do, but I still felt like something could have happened that would be better. So, and the fact that if I remember correctly, it's the first SummerSlam in which no title changed. Like there was no title change at all. And I'm sorry for a big time pay-per-view, unless you're the Royal Rumble or Survivor Series, SummerSlam or WrestleMania should always feature at least one or two title changes at the very most. At the very least. And if it's one title change that change hands, it shouldn't be just the world tag title. It should be a world title that change hands. Or an IC title. A singles title should change it. So, what would Damon do to book SummerSlam 93? Well, the first match will be the same as in real life. It would be the Million Dollar Man, Ted DiBiase, versus a freshly face-turned Razor Ramon. Razor Ramon at that time was basically mocked for losing to 1-2-3 Kid by Money Inc. And in return, I think Razor Ramon cost Ted DiBiase a win over the 1-2-3 Kid. So both of them were pinned by the 1-2-3 Kid. And this led to Razor Ramon having a match with Ted DiBiase in the opening match of SummerSlam. And it was Ted DiBiase's last WWE match. And he was actually pinned cleanly, which you rarely saw in time. So I would continue that trend. I would have Razor Ramon, like in real life, pin Ted DiBiase after the Razor's Edge on a 9-10 minute match. For the World Tag Team titles, the Steiner brothers would defend against the Quebecers. I mean, they basically won the tag titles like 2 weeks after SummerSlam. Why not have it happen in here? And I don't mind the Quebec rules flag, which was so hilarious. I thought it was a great cop out to have them win the tag titles without basically hurting the Steiner's credibility. So you could have something similar, in which case Jacques used hockey sticks when the ref isn't looking. And Scott Steiner, being the hothead that he is, he used it in front of the referee and not realizing, not being aware that the in Quebec rules supposedly a DQ means a title change, which leads to the Quebecers winning tag team titles. After the match, Steiner could basically chase Johnny Polta back. That leaves Rick Steiner to be double team and receive the Quebecers cannonball finisher. And then Scott Steiner returns from the back to chase off the Quebecers. So that could be this. Number 3, for the Intercontinental title, yes, Shawn Michaels is Mr. Perfect. In my booking, basically, Mr. Perfect would already be a 3-time Intercontinental champion. He's looking for 4. And I'm looking at the booking, and as much as I like Perfect, I want him to win a singles title. A singles title as a face. The fact is, Mr. Perfect's condition at that time was touch and go. For example, I mean, he came back Survivor Series, but still had basically his back was still injured. So it's like he was still featured in upper mid card, but you couldn't trust him to be a champion there. So I would still have Shawn Michaels retain, but I have Shawn Michaels retain via count. I would have Shawn Michaels retain via pinfall in a semi-clean finisher. I mean, Diesel would not hit Mr. Perfect. Diesel might, at the very worst, Mr. Perfect does a perfect plex. Diesel puts the foot up Shawn Michaels the ropes. Mr. Perfect gets distracted and he gets hit by a trust kick, which is super kick by Shawn for the 1, 2, 3. Then you could have for the Smoky Mountain Wrestling, sorry, tag team titles, Heavenly Bodies defend against the Smoking Guns. Why not? And I would have the Heavenly Bodies uh come close to winning when the Smoking Guns actually win the tag titles. Like this is a tag title could change hands on that pay-per-view. Well, we could have both tag teams change hands, but I feel like Smoking Guns could have a short reign, and then they lose it back in Smoky Mountain Wrestling and establishing the Heavenly Bodies the face and Smoking Guns the heel exceptionally, and you can have basically you can actually draw something for Smoky Mountain. Then you have 1, 2, 3 Kid versus IRS. I would have basically, since Ted DiBiase would be out of action, out of commission there, I would have basically Razor distract IRS, and uh it leads to 1, 2, 3 Kid getting a a very close, like 2.999 until IRS kicks out, does a write-off, and pins 1, 2, 3 Kid. But after the match, he tries to ambush the 1, 2, 3 Kid and attack him when Razor Ramon comes out for the save. Then to terminate the feud that started WrestleMania, Undertaker versus the Evil Doink. And basically the Batman versus Joker rivalry, and it leads to Undertaker winning the feud. And this is where, after the match, you can have Jerry Lawler or anybody else, like Bam Bam Bigelow, mocking Doink for having lost the Undertaker, and that leads to Doink turning face. Matt Bourne's evil clown is still evil, but he's evil as a baby face and targeting the eels. Then you could have Jerry Lawler versus Owen Hart, because I felt like there was a bigger match for Bret Hart to accomplish. In this case, of Owen Hart defending the family's honor against Jerry Lawler. Owen Hart looks to win after like maybe 14 minutes. He gets a top rope drop kick, from the ropes by Jerry Lawler. It leads to Owen Hart tries to do a monkey flip, but he's turned backwards to the mat. Jerry Lawler pins Owen Hart with his feet on the ropes. And he wins, but after the match, the Hart brothers surround him, and all of them at least hit one punch to Jerry Lawler's head, who scurries out the arena without looking backwards. Then you would have Bret Hart facing up against Hulk Hogan. That's what I meant when I felt like it was something more important for Bret Hart to do. And yeah. Was Bret Hart versus Hulk Hogan. And if Hulk Hogan was available, I would say Bret Hart versus Macho Man Randy Savage as a WrestleMania 9, in my way, rematch. One way or another, Bret Hart faces one of the mega powers. One way or another, you have Bret Hart basically taking the best of one of the two mega powers, and one way or another, you have the mega powers lose, and you have Bret Hart win via tap out with a sharpshooter. Then, in the penultimate match of SummerSlam 993, you have Tatanka teaming up with Marty Jannetty, Bob Backlund, and Men on a Mission to face Bam Bam Bigelow, Ludwig Borga, Giant Gonzalez, and the Edge Shakers. I just want this to be a throwaway match where Tatanka gets the win, and I will have him pin like Samu after a Samoan drop win. And in the main event, like real life, you have Yokozuna defending the WWE title that he won, in this case, at King of the Ring, against Lex Luger. And there's no other way to say it, but to me, I feel like Lex Luger was robbed of a WWE title win. He didn't need to win at WrestleMania, but he should have won here. So, you have him win the WWE title at SummerSlam, because if not, it makes him look like a complete loser as far as that he won the match against Yokozuna, but he won by countout, so he knows he doesn't win the title. And everybody cheering him on afterwards made him look even more pathetic. So I feel like why not have him win the title and lose it back like around Survivor Series time? And then Yoko keeps the belt till WrestleMania. We lose it to Bret. That's what I would have done. And that's how I would have booked SummerSlam 1993. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about it. I think at least would have been better than the actual SummerSlam broadcast I got. But That's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. Have a nice day.